Good morning, students. In this video I am going to explain about the table attributes, which is very important, that is the cell padding and the cell spacing. As you see here that the cell padding and the cell spacing attribute is basically used to adjustment of cells in the table. So first of all, if we use the cell padding attributes, it gives an add space between the border and the contents of a cell. Okay, and the cell spacing is basically used to increase the border size or distance between the cell. So cell spacing attribute is basically maintaining a distance between the cells, whereas the cell padding is basically used to the content of a cell to its border. So let's we have seen here that how it is used in the HTML document and how it looks as we when it applied. So in this part of the HTML document, I have created already some HTML tags. Here the table tag, which have a border, width, height, and also given. So in this table tag, I am going to implement the cell padding and cell spacing attribute. Firstly, I am going to implement the cell padding attributes. Okay, before this I am going to see that the result of this of before the implementation of cell padding and cell spacing, the table looks like this one. So if we going to implement the cell padding and cell spacing, how it looks. So keep in mind that the cell padding and cell spacing is used attribute is used with the table tag. Okay, now I am going to write cell padding is equal to, and we should give the some values like 25 or 20 as your requirement. Cell padding. Okay, save it and refresh it. Here we see that the contents of the is this particular column, or all the columns that is the Amit and roll number entry 7, there is a difference between that, is that the border and the content, there have been gap created. So the cell padding is basically used to create the gap between the border and the contents of the cell. Here you see that the Amit is written here, and there is a gap between the its border. Okay, now if we using the cell spacing, then how can we implement cell spacing is equal to let's suppose we also give the 20, save it, refresh it. Like how it looks after implementation of cell spacing, there is certain gap between the cells. Look here, there is, it shows that there is certain gaps between the cells. In this way we can use the cell padding and the cell spacing to more look appearance to the table. Okay, I hope so the student all of you student can understand how the cell padding and the cell spacing being used in the table. Okay, thank you very much.